morning, everyone. Welcome to Cooking with Nancy O and her husband, Rick.
Morning.
I hope you guys are all having a fabulous day. We've had quite an interesting weekend, which is why I went for this recipe today. So we had a big birthday party planned yesterday, and we both ended up sick over the weekend, and we had that horrible virus that's going around. So I decided that we need to get some great nutrition into our bodies today because we're drained, we're still coughing, and if we don't keep the good nutrition going, we're not going to recuperate 100%. So I have picked a great recipe with dandelion greens. Now, we did not go out in the yard and pick them. You know, we grew them on our tower, right? So we already pre-started the recipe a little bit to help this move along. I think it's going to be a great recipe. It has sausage in it. It has beans in it. We did try to buy a turkey sausage. We could not get our hands on turkey sausage for the show, but I would absolutely substitute turkey Italian sweet sausage for that. And if you're fortunate enough, you can find it at the butcher. I don't know why they didn't have it. I guess everybody wanted turkey sausage this weekend. So anyway, we're going to start on this recipe. We have a skillet here that is, I'll kind of walk you through what we did already. So we just took a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and we put, now the recipe calls for 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper. I am not a spicy girl. Okay. Sure. Well, I was waiting for a better comeback than that. He really missed the boat on that one. Anyway. Oh, okay. So anyway, I just used 1/8 teaspoon of red pepper flakes because I want to be able to eat this. So, and I just toasted them for about a minute. And then I added 1 onion that we diced up. And while it was cooking, I sprinkled it with just a little bit of salt. So, and then after that was done, we added the Italian sausage and browned it. So that was kind of where we're at on the recipe. I'm going to have Rick take this over to the stove now. And so using the cast iron skillet, while he's heating that up a little bit, there's like these nice crusty things on the bottom that we're going to end up scraping up. And that's going to be a lot of flavor in this recipe. So now what we're going to do is once he gets that kind of warmed, we try to warm it earlier. Let me know when you think it's warm. I'm going to give him 2 cloves of garlic, and he's just going to add it like, I don't know, 30 seconds in there to get that aroma going and make it smell really good. Let me hand it to you so when you're ready, you can just add that. So that's going to give it a really, really good flavor. And you know, it's not a lot of garlic. It's just 2 little cloves that we minced up and added. Let me know when you're adding it so I know where we're at. Okay, he's adding that now. Only going to take like 30 seconds to take care of that. What he's going to do at that point is just turn off the heat, and we're going to add some wine to it. Now, a nice dry white wine works really well. We literally just bought a little bottle because we didn't want to have an open bottle wine. Or if you have an open bottle wine, use that. That is a great way to use up wine. Oh, this one's my wine. I'm going to hand it to him. So when he's ready.
Ready to go.
Okay. Did you turn the heat off?
Yep.
Okay. So he's just going to add that in and get it all mixed up really well. And then he's going to turn the heat back on because he's going to scrape all those goodies off the bottom of that pan. And we're going to get that all incorporated into that recipe. So, yep, I think he's doing a really good job back there. So after he's done with that, we're going to add some broth and some beans, and we're going to add these beautiful dandelion greens. So I didn't get to talk about the dandelion greens. We just grew these right on the tower. We cut them this morning. You did not have to go out in your backyard to do this, but guess what? You can. If you don't have chemicals out in your backyard, then yes, you can. If you have not sprayed your backyard for weeds. And I want to talk about dandelion greens a little bit. Rick, when you're ready for your things, I'm going to set them right here because I'm going to start talking about the dandelion greens. Okay. Yep. He's going to continue adding ingredients So we've learned a lot about dandelion greens. We are taking this wonderful class called Garden of Your Dreams. And if you're interested in this class, let us know because we'll connect you to this architect. He designs gardens, and he is the most knowledgeable person we know. And when it comes to gardens, and what he taught us at is when a dandelion grows in your yard, that's because that area of your yard needs those nutrients. So instead of pulling the dandelion and pitching the weed, you want to just lay it back down on the soil so all those nutrients can go back into the soil. There's a reason why you need those nutrients there. Okay, now we grew our dandelion greens on the tower. You know how they grow like crazy. So some health benefits that I looked up today. Are you ready for your dandelion greens, Rick?
Yeah.
They're really interesting because these are great antioxidant and blood sugar leveling nutrients in here. So the plant has a bad reputation with gardeners, but it's a great superfood for us. All parts of a dandelion are edible. We only grow the greens. The flower does not grow on the tower. Okay, so you can control your blood sugar. It can has a diuretic effect because it's high in potassium levels. Therefore, that helps with blood pressure. It can lower inflammation in your body. It has antioxidant protecting agents in it for your health. You know, all these crazy things running around in our bodies. This helps. It helps us control our cholesterol. And the nutrition is it only has 25 calories and 1 cup of raw. Now we're cooking it today, but we also add it to our salads. So you have calcium, you have folate, you have iron, potassium, vitamin A and C. Now, can you see why I picked this recipe for us to eat today for dinner? Because we need that. We need to replenish what our bodies have been through this weekend. And I have to just side note this because I have a very, very funny story to share with you. So yesterday was Rick's birthday. Happy birthday, Rick. And we got a phone call from our grandkids, of course. And the ones that are out of town called last night before they went to bed. And their mom has a birthday on this day also. And they must have just had their cake and ice cream with mom because our little grandson Sully was so wound up. He says, "Grandpa, how old are you? 85?" So we just thought that was hilarious. Oh, are you ready? Oh, he's bringing the dish over. And so we just thought that was so funny that Sully thought Grandpa was 85 years old. So Grandpa, I think you look fabulous for 85.
I'm doing good for 85.
Okay, so are you ready to taste this?
I am.
Now, let me
Very
say,
interesting.
yeah, I think it looks good though, but we love sausage, we love beans,
Yeah.
and why not some greens?
Yeah.
Okay,
It said you could use mustard greens with this too.
if you like mustard greens, yes, you can. So we're gonna put this, if this were too thick, you could add more broth to it. Okay, you ready?
Pour it on there.
Yeah, you want me to just do one piece of toast? Yeah, let's. Now, it says to drizzle more olive oil on there. I don't see a reason to drizzle more on there. Do you, Rick? You got to get some of the juice. Now, okay, let me back up while we're doing this because we have this on sourdough bread. We eat sourdough bread here. But you can use Italian bread. And it says that you can fire roast it if you want it. So if you're into all those fancy ways of roasting your breads, that's great. And that would taste delicious. While you're tasting it, here's what I was thinking when I read fire roast the bread. What if you were out camping and you pre-made this recipe, you heated it up on a campfire and then roasted your bread?
Oh.
Or if you're outside grilling with friends around, you could have the pot of this done already and everybody could just help themselves while Rick, you're roasting the bread on the egg.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be delicious?
That would be awesome.
Okay, I'm anxious to see what your reaction is here. Dandelion greens can be a little bitter. That's why you want to eat them when they're younger. It's going to have great taste. I know it is. You like it?
It does taste good.
Well, one, I think when you add wine to it, it really helps. Don't you?
Yeah.
So something that I want to hit on was we cook those onions ahead of time. They said they add a little salt to it. How is the salt level on here?
That's good.
Good. Okay. And it was just lightly salted. But something that I want to talk about is if you pre-cook onions, they make them more digestible. So there's some people out there that can't have raw onion. So we have gotten in the habit of always sauteing onions and glazing them a little bit, and they just kind of caramelize for you, and that adds a really great flavor. So I'm not going to eat the bread, but what I want to do is taste all of this.
That's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just want a small bite because I have to continue to talk.
Yeah.
Oh, you can taste the flavor the minute it goes in your mouth.
Yeah. It's really good.
Guys, if you haven't started eating dandelion greens, you need to start because this is really good. And you know, you could grow dandelion greens in your garden or your raised bed, but on the tower indoors year round, you don't have to wait for springtime to do this. This is perfect. Yeah. And by me taking and using half of the pepper, for me, that's perfect. But if you want it spicier, throw in some more red pepper, and that would be great. This is a great alternative to chili.
Oh.
We love chili, we love soups, but this is a whole nother level of having beans and sausage and your greens. Guys, this is a great recipe. I'm really surprised by this recipe because I was curious to see if the bitterness of that dandelion green came out, and it did not. And I think caramelizing those onions the way we did is what really did the trick on that. Yeah. Oh, you're adding more, aren't you?
Yeah, I was going to.
See, Ricky liked it. Yeah. Okay, so now, because we haven't been feeling well, we have no idea what we're doing today. We haven't even thought about next week's show. So we will come up with another great recipe. If you have a special recipe that you use, maybe when you're sick and you're trying to get well, this time of year, there's so much going around right now. And I'm really trying to stick to recipes that can help people if they're not feeling well, or if they're coming down with a cold or something like that. And then, you know, everybody's palate's different. Your recipe might really strike up something fabulous with someone. I could even see adding a side dish of eggs to this, Rick.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Mm-hmm.
This is a great recipe. So until next week, you guys stay safe. Reach out to us. We hope to have a big announcement for you guys next week. So stay tuned for that. We're working on a little project that we would like to announce to everyone next week. So see you next week. Stay safe. Bye. Bye. Okay, this was really good.
Look at that. Dandelion greens are, for a bunch of them, are $3.40, $45.
So they're really expensive to buy them organically.
Yeah. So it pays off to grow them at home.
This is good.
Yep.
Mm.
I like it. Oh, good.
Give me a high five, buddy.
You bet.
We did this one great.
Got this one here.
So we need to come up with more recipes for helping people come out of this virus that's going around.
Yeah, when it's easy to do. And
happy birthday, buddy.